for being here. It's a pleasure to see a lot of new faces, actually, so that's really exciting. It's been a while, I think, since we've had events like this, and so I'm thankful to the organizers for putting this together. I think it's really important to start these conversations once again. So I'm Ambar Amleh. I'm the co-founder and chief operating officer of Takara, which is an early stage venture capital fund. We focus pretty much on web and mobile based businesses, and I'll tell you more why, but that's me. Oh, okay, so the topic today, and I don't know why it's that small, but what are angels looking for? And I added, and other early stage investors, because I am technically not an angel, but in Palestine specifically, because there is such a lack of angels, like structured angel investments, we do take that place as Takara. So I started with this chart because I wanted to show you where exactly angels fit in the funding cycle of a startup. So as you see here, oh, there's a lot of words missing. It renders it completely irrelevant, but basically what it was is it was telling you who was funding at each stage. So for example, here you had bootstrapping, and really the founders were sort of putting in their own money. Then you had some crowdfunding and friends, family, and fools here. And then here is where the angels start to come in, some early stage VC like Takara, and then VC, banks, IPOs, etc. So good thing I remembered it, but that's the chart. Okay, so I want to talk a bit about the difference between angels and VCs, because I think that's really important. Angels are typically, as Joseph said, high net worth individuals. Individuals have a bit of money, you pique their interest, and they decide to invest. Versus a VC that represents investors. So in the end, our responsibility is to make money for our investors. And that's a very different way of thinking. If you are investing your own money and it's sort of your own skin in the game, and that's it. You lost it, that's it. You have no one else to report to. Versus a VC, we do have that responsibility to go back to our investors. For example, tomorrow is our first investor meeting where we are reporting on our performance and how our companies are doing. So that is really important to keep in mind. And that also affects how we make decisions and who we invest in. Angels typically are quite early, usually not ideas. And that's something that I think we need to keep in mind. Ideas are usually funded by the entrepreneurs themselves and the people around them. Crowdfunding is starting to take off a bit. Sometimes I don't think it's the most appropriate way to fund a startup, but for some it works really well. Versus VC that go early to Series A and beyond. Angels, again, because they're individuals, it's their own money, are pretty light on due diligence. Due diligence means sort of checking everything within the business. Does everything make sense? Down to sort of the individuals that are founding it and if there's any issues with them. VCs, again, because of our responsibility to our investors, do a lot more due diligence. And then lastly, I do want to focus here, is that we also cannot make individual decisions. So our decisions are made within our team that is then presented to an investment committee, and that investment committee approves or not. So even if the team really likes it, even if I on the team really like it, there's still some steps that we have to take in order to get it approved. And here, it's hands-off versus hands-on. So an angel, besides their investment, really wants to be involved. Typically. So they want to help you, they want to meet with you, they want to open doors, introduce you to partners and potential clients, versus a VC that usually is more hands-off. Again, usually, we are very much hands-on, but this, in the end, is what everybody wants. And for both, again, an angel investor can take a bit more risk, but both want high returns. I keep clicking on here. Okay, so unlike more traditional VC, we do invest very early. We do invest even in ideas through our accelerator partners. In the West Bank, it's Fast Forward. In Gaza, it's Gaza Sky Geeks. And we do take a hands-on role. Okay, and I think this is what you guys want to hear. So what are we looking for? As as Joseph said, we're looking at people. At the early stages, that is really what we're looking for. We're looking for people that sort of cannot control their excitement about their ideas. And I can't even say it any other way. They are so excited about their ideas, so passionate. They know that industry so well that I cannot go on Google and find out something that they don't know. And that happens so much, where somebody is telling me, I have no competitors, and a quick Google search comes up with 1 million. You gotta know what you're doing. You can't come to an investor, angel or otherwise, and say, you know, I'm the only one and this has never been tried and I'm gonna make this much money when you haven't done your research. Right now, more than ever, it is extremely easy to do research and you have to do it. Then we start looking at the business. So what are we looking for? We're looking for, you know, that competitive advantage, you know, a proven concept. So that's for more developed businesses. We're looking for, you know, a big market. So, you know, we do invest in Play for example. So Play, and I'll give some examples of what we saw in him. He's, as you saw, so passionate about his business. He knows the industry so well. He knows all the players. He is actually probably the best CEO that we have in our portfolio, and, you know, all our other CEOs can hear it. He is on top of things. He does not miss emails. He is responsive. He reports. He keeps us engaged. And that, once you get an investment, is also very important. Because if we know what you're doing, we are going to help you mitigate problems. We're going to help you avoid problems. And when those problems come up, we are more than willing to help you, because we see that you are not giving up. And that's what's really important. Then this, I do want to say one thing, and I'm out of time, but interesting technology or intellectual property. Look, it is very rare that you're coming to us and saying that you have IP that you can, you know, protect and register, etc. That's really, really rare. Usually, when you come to us, it's very rare that we're going to say, look, you know, we can sign this NDA. We usually do not sign NDAs at this stage, because usually you're not developing something that is that much the technology that has to be protected. And so don't take that personally. It's really important that you see where we're coming from. It is probably very probable that somebody else is going to come to us and say, hey, look, it's the same idea. And what can we do if we sign that NDA? We can no longer invest in you, in that next person. And maybe we didn't invest in you because we didn't like you. And that is really hard to say. And I'm saying it here because it's time that it be said. We are investing in people, and these are relationships. It is almost like a marriage, right? We have to be able to speak with you and give you feedback, and you have to be able to take that and act on it. Not do what we want, that's not what I'm saying, but being able to take feedback, absorb it, and come back to us and say, no, actually, I'm going to do this, and here's why. So I'm going to leave these slides, and they can pass them out, because there's a lot more about what we're going to ask you and what we're going to want to review. So please make them available. Questions?